Hey Richard, thank you so much for joining me today and having a chat about nutrition coaching. Hope you're well.
I am, thanks.
Good, good.
Yeah.
So, just to give an idea of what people can expect from nutrition coaching, I thought it'd be a good idea to have a chat with you because obviously we've been working together for quite a while now. And just to give people an idea of, where were you before we started working together? What was your situation that made you think that maybe nutrition coaching might be for you? So, where were you before we started working together?
Let's see. So, all right. I'm American living in the UK, and that's
Yeah.
how we met, right? Um, but I'm from a Filipino family, right? And basically, Filipino food is not healthy at all, and it's like my favorite thing. And I know how to cook some of my favorite things, which are totally not healthy. Like they're like full of meat and fat and everything. But I've been through a journey ever since my more like late 20s or early 30s to lose some of the weight that I
Uh-huh.
gained from being in a Filipino family and not exercising. So I started exercising a lot, lost lots of weight, and through the years, I've always been kind of aware that there are, like of what food like does and nutrition and what my body reacts to. Um, but relative to the things that I like,
Hmm.
which it's quite hard to resist the things that I like, um, in that respect. But I was able to reduce sugar. I was able to reduce that, and part of the motivation for that is because I have diabetes in my family.
Yeah.
I'm not diabetic, but I want to avoid all of the things that would put me at risk, right? So
Okay.
that was my main motivation to constantly watch what I'm eating
Yeah.
and to exercise. Um, and then I met you, and then you like asked me, to help with your market research, and I was like, yeah, sure, I'll help my friend. And then it basically pointed out that there was more things to learn, and I was like, oh, this is great. So I was like, sure, I'll try this,
Yeah.
right? And then on top of it was the fitness as well, and I'd kind of plateaued
Yeah.
as far as like the where I was losing weight, stuff like that as well. And I also had this thing. It's like, well, I kind of want to be able to have a little bit more muscle on my arms.
Uh-huh.
And so I figured it's like, well, this is what he does. So this is why I went with you.
Okay. Cool. And so when you started working for me, working with me rather, what was it you were expecting? How did you think it was going to work, and how did it actually work for you? What did you find most interesting about working with me?
Oh, well, like the expectations, I was just like, I have no idea. Because I've never had like a coach like that. I've been to a gym and I took karate. And so I was like, he won't be that mean, right? He wasn't really that mean. Oh, there are days that I wanted to go, "Urgh." He's making me do this thing. Uh, um, yeah, so there really wasn't like any accurate expectations of what it was like because I couldn't had never done this. Um, and then it turned out that it's like because you're basically being a coach,
Yeah.
right? And then now I realize what coaching was is like it's encouraging you, it's showing you how to do things better,
Yeah.
right? And not going, hey, you did that wrong, and,
Yeah.
and like being all mean about it, right?
Exactly.
You give me a stern look every now and then when I say, yeah, I ate that really bad thing. But then you go, what could you have done to make it better?
Yeah.
And I was like, this is the kind of encouragement that really it just works for me. It's like avoid the negativity. Yeah, you've done something, but you recognize that you've done something. Don't feel bad about it. Just fix it,
Yeah.
right? And that's the kind of thing that really works for me, right? That's what in my head now what coaching means.
Yeah.
So that's the main difference.
Uh-huh.
And it's really motivating in that sense because, we can talk. I can tell you honestly, yeah, I ate that bad thing. And
Yeah.
then you don't, I don't feel like I have to hide
Yeah.
anything.
And so,
So,
what do you feel that it's given you being coached and learning more about nutrition and about your health and fitness? What have you achieved since being coached?
oh God, I've definitely lost some weight, especially around the stomach area.
Hmm.
I have taken the pictures, which I hate taking pictures. But I have noticed a difference.
Good.
I have definitely noticed a difference in my ability to do things like pull-ups and stuff. I was like, I never used to be able to do them, and I can do some now, which is amazing. Um, I'm so much more aware of, like, when I'm cooking something or eating something. I was like, you know what? I could just add some chickpeas to this thing, or I can add vegetables to this. I definitely eat far less rice for an Asian person to eat less rice, which I thought I'm never going to give up rice. What are you, crazy? And I don't have to give it up. That's the other thing is like you don't have to give it up. You just reduce it.
Yeah.
Because I like vegetables. Fortunately, I've always liked vegetables, but I found you've shown me so many different ways of preparing them that just never occurred to me, even though it's like you hear about these recipe books. It's just like you took what I knew already and you said you could do this. And I was like, oh, I never thought about that. Right.
Yeah.
And like chickpeas now are like my best friend. They're so good. And then it cuts down, and I feel a little bit even more like a benefit of this is that I'm eating less meat, which is unheard of for a Filipino, right? And also it's good for the planet as well, right? Because it's good for me. I'm eating far more vegetables, and I'm doing so many good things, not just for me, but outside as well. So it's amazing.
Good. And so, what would you say to somebody that was thinking about working with me, but were kind of on the fence, weren't really sure what to expect? What would be your recommendation to them?
Well, like I went into it not having no idea. Just don't make any assumptions, right? Like I thought that like initially when I thought that it's like, oh, if I tell him that I ate this thing, he'd be like, oh, you shouldn't have done that, and then you didn't. It's not about guilt. It's about taking responsibility for yourself, and as long as you're willing to do that, then you will make progress. It might not be super fast. You're like, don't expect it to be super fast, and be patient with yourself. I think is the best advice that anyone can give, because if you get angry with yourself, you'll give up, right? But like you're encouraging. You're like, yeah, everybody makes mistakes. Just you know, give yourself a break every now and then. You're not perfect. Nobody is, and you'll see the results, and suddenly you'll be like, oh my god, I did this on my own, and you'll feel amazing. So
Brilliant. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time to have a chat with me, and I'll see you soon.
thanks.
Take care. Bye.
Yeah, bye.